You may have noticed lately that the Sims community has been blowing up, wanting all kinds of new gameplay features that are actually not new at all, and were kind of promised by EA and Maxis over 30 years ago. The creators' goal was that eventually all the Sim titles could work together to give you the best darn Sim experience ever. Take SimCity Societies here, and its expansion called Destinations. This would allow Sims players to create even more thematic cities. Authoritarian cities, creative cities, spiritual cities, Old West farmland cities. Create interesting resorts and theme park destinations. Anyway, I'm playing this now again to explore all the features I never did in the past and to do some light ranting at EA and Maxis to bring back SimCity. Societies, streets, copter, parks, town, and even Spore. To finally allow all the products to optionally work together if you choose. Now that it's 2025, seamless integration would be nice. Anyway, Sims community and Sims social influencers, everything you are asking for now for The Sims can most likely be found in any one of the great Sim titles from the past. Yeah, that's my argument, and I'm sticking to it. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. I am not quite ready to go yet. I'll be going in about 13 minutes. But I wanted to get that teaser out of the way. I'm also doing SimCity later in the evenings, you know, after evening chores and all that kind of stuff.
Do you ever get Jones to play something you haven't played?
It's been kicking my butt.
Well, I have a SimCity 2013 Jones. It's been nagging at me for days. So I reinstalled it from the EA app, but I'm not sure that I'm happy about that. It's a madness, I tell you, a madness. It's going to consume up entirely too much of my time. You see all this fancy stuff they're displaying in this intro teaser? Well, I always seem to implode before I ever get to the fancy future stuff.
Implode.
I think I develop too fast,
Speaking
get
too
too
fast.
impatient, get a little too crazy with trying some things. So my Jones wants me to try to take it a bit slower on the development and pay close attention to the basics of population growth and basic resource demands. I want to try to get multiple cities working together, buying and selling resources and goods, then work up to regional transportation, then work up to all the future fancy stuff, and then maybe even, finally, create one of the great works. Now, that all sounds good right now, but I'm not sure how it's going to go this time around. Anyway, I got the SimCity Jones, I tell you. The Jones! And it's a madness.
It is. All right, I will be right back. Getting to get coffee and get a couple of things set up here, and then we'll be good to go at the bottom of the hour. I can't wait to show you the fighting monks. Be right back. those sounds that you're hearing, it's people screaming and stuff, it's not actually anything bad happening. It's SimCity societies. You can plop down haunted barns and haunted locations. And the Sims go over there to get freaked out. So nothing bad is happening. The Sims are happily getting scared and still be right with you. Straightening Up will be launching in 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 24 seconds. I'm still in just a be right back screen. I want to make sure this is all set up right. I can't write the tail. Okay. That is loud.
Do you ever get Jones to play
You
something
may
you
have
haven't
noticed
played in a
lately that the
long,
Sims
long
community
time?
has been blowing up, wanting
I have
all
a SimCity
kinds of new
2030
gameplay features that are actually not new at all, and were kind of promised by EA and Maxis over 30 years ago. Sorry if you were getting
The creator's
echoes,
goal was
and
that
eventually all the
pre-show part.
SIMTitles could work together to give you the best darn Sim experience
Gotta
ever.
make sure to take care of that this time.
Take SimCity Societies here, and its expansion called Destinations. This would allow Sims players to create even more thematic cities. Authoritarian cities, creative cities, spiritual cities, Old West farmland cities. Create interesting resorts and theme park destinations. Anyway, I'm playing this now again to explore all the features I never did in the past and to do some light ranting at EA and Maxis to bring back SimCity. Societies, streets, copter, parks, town, tower, and even Spore. To finally allow all the products to optionally work together if you choose. Now that it's 2025, seamless integration would be nice.
It sure would.
Anyway, Sims community and Sims social influencers, everything you are asking for now for The Sims can most likely be found in any one of the great Sim titles from the past. You know, there's a lot of things that I have probably not thought of that, you know, the other creative minds have come up with, but for the most part, as I look through the Maxis forums, the Sims 4 forums on what people are looking for in the Sims experience going forward. Yeah, a lot of the things that they seem to be asking for do seem to be in all the other Sims titles that aren't really around anymore. Okay, so welcome to SimCity Societies. This is still the tutorial city. I didn't quit it after the tutorial. I'm just continuing to build onto it. I honestly don't know if I'm doing right or wrong. It's so different. It is very alien. If you've just been playing SimCity games and other types of games, and you've never played Societies, it might actually freak you out. It might drive you mad because you don't know. It's hard to tell, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? Is there a right? Is there a wrong? It's hard to sum up just how different it is. Okay. Instead of residential, commercial, and industrial, things are driven by productivity and prosperity and creative filter. These are all the filters to filter items, but here are your venues that you can put down, decorations, workplaces, homes, power, roads, landscaping. Here's our power meter down here at the bottom. Okay, we do have filters, that we can look at, but again, everything's going to be really different. Okay, let's look at a venue, okay? Just pull up the venues list here. You can filter them over here too, based on the type of city that you want to build. Normal, show all. You want to build a small town, so it'll filter out just small town items. That an industrial city, filter that. A capitalist city. And there's more, and then you unlock these as you go. Plastic surgeon, personal trainer, off-track betting, sushi joint, a romantic city, a fun city, a contemplative. They've changed it. I think it was spiritual, but now they're just saying contemplative. An authoritarian city. State prison, county jail, a dosage facility, state amphitheater, asylum, Memorial Plaza, Union Hall, underground, what is that? Underground casino, liquor stores, state cafeteria, conditioning theater, dungeon. A dungeon? The dankest of accommodations for correcting the behavior of miscreants and rogues. It's crazy. Detention center, soup kitchen. Right? Crazy. So, okay, so they started us out, and in the tutorial, they start you out with something that would appeal to a different demographic. I'm not the demographic for, I think, the fun town so much anymore. I mean, you got candy canes in the street. You got a mime school, and that's all. It's all cool. Lollipop streets. Castles. All right. You can, on the decorating level, on the SimCities level, this has got it beat. Because, there's little tiny corner slots that you can't put anything in. All of these little ploppables, so many of them can fit right into those little tiny slots in SimCity. Perfect. Like this must have been made by a British company, because they're called Bobby Boxes. They're not police booths. They're Bobby stations. All right, so this is the first area that they had you build. We have a movie theater over here, mini golf. Pardon me, I'm still getting used to the camera controls. So right at the moment, I'm kind of like Cracky McTavish. Notice that kind of gross thing yesterday? There's King Kong climbing the tower, but there's blood squirting out of him. Gorilla mini golf. See that blood squirting out of his shoulder? Okay. So, based on the type of buildings that you put down, let me go back to venues. Okay, we got to look at the information in these. So this butcher shop, the hammer +3 means that it is a productivity item. Okay, these numbers on this bottom bar here, the numbers in green are our surplus, and the bottom number is what our current level is at. So I've got 30 productivity, and I've got a surplus of 13. Some buildings use productivity, some buildings provide it. So the butcher shop, provides productivity. We'll try to click on that to just filter productivity. Now you might see some of these. No? Well, either way, let's go to... There's one. Department of Public Works. It uses 5 productivity, and it uses 5 authority. So we have a surplus of 16 authority and a surplus of 13. So if we wanted to drop that, we could. Cost 3,000 simoleons. Okay. 22 chance. This is where it's starting to get interesting. We'll get to the fighting monks in a minute, but it's related to this. 22% chance to produce 1 city worker on visitation. So this Department of Public Works creates work crew or firefighters. Isn't that interesting? It's a really different way to go about creating people that show up in your population. So there's a 22% chance to produce 1 city worker on visitation that is either a work crew member or a fighter. Okay. SWAT. Immediately deploy a cadre of riot police to round up rogue SIMS and criminals and bring them to nearby incarceration facilities. Well, that's the police station. Public Works. Municipal repairs. 400 simoleons. Immediately send a work crew to repair a targeted building. It's a workplace. It can provide 15 jobs. The work week is 5 days a week, 7,500 per week at maximum employment. It's a government building. Okay. Now let's look at prosperity. Okay. The bank provides a +12 prosperity and a +3 authority. The workplace, 5 days a week. Simoleon production per week at maximum employment, 4,000. Looking at decorations, that one provides +5 creativity, +1 authority, +5 creativity. Here's the spiritual filter. The sheriff, I've already placed him. It's a sheriff statue. It's actually not a sheriff. Let me turn this to all, show all. And click on spiritual again. Bamboo garden, barbecue pit, baroque fountain, billboard, chess table, garden. So there's over 350 to 400 different type of buildings you can unlock. Okay. So over here, I decided, all right, let's create something a little different. That's a fun area of town. Let's create a couple of farming plots. And go with the Adobe style home. I mentioned little tiny things to fit in little slots. There's a little hot dog stand or taco stand, whatever you want. Here's another one too. They just take up these little tiny empty areas. We're making money. The only thing that we need to really pay attention to so far, we haven't had to deal with water or fire. I think we did have a fire, and I was supposed to put down a fire department. Finally unlocked one of those. All right, so a little farming area. And then over on this part of town, I just thought, well, let's create a bunch of like people that want to be in bands. These are all, they call them rock band houses or something like that. Let me go to the housing button. A band house. Band houses. So 25% chance to produce one entertainer on visitation. So they'll produce a street performer, a mime, or a rock star at 2% for the rock star. There's 4 people per house. Adding this increases the population to 30 by 35. Okay, so I added a bunch of people that might want to become mimes, entertainers, or rock stars. Try to get a rock star out of it. Put in some parks over here to keep them really happy. There's one of them doing... I was mentioning last night that in SimCity 2013, or Sims 5, these people, despite being years before that, did a much better job of putting the Sims into the game. You can actually make out what they're doing. I mean, he was just breakdancing on some cardboard, and you get that in the Sims, your little cardboard sheet. I can see a lot of people, younger people, wanting to do this and maybe decorate an area like this for Christmas. Little barbecue pits I put in the back of their houses, and little tiny things to take up those little tiny slots. All right. There's like a police. I'm not really sure what that one does. A police call box. If you have to call them, I guess. I put in a software studio over here. Figured they'd like to hang out next to the rocker people. Put in is this a club? A video arcade. Okay, so some of these numbers. It shows you that it requires 3 knowledge to run this place. It says 2 out of 7 and then an 8. Number of workers that come... Sims currently here on their way here, 2. Venue capacity, 7. Number of workers that completed a visit here today, 8. Amount of happiness provided by a visit by a Sim is a +3. The building is more attractive than normal, and that's because of its objects that you place around it. So that's something new too, is like, okay, so by placing this fountain, or one of these, it'll tell you what building is giving the beauty bonus. It's this, I think. No? The village green? Well, one of these, something around here is giving a beauty bonus, and you're getting that green circle. This building is more attractive. Affected by the following: 1 small town square and 1 town square. They must be behind. Yeah. Okay, so down here at the bottom. Increases the property value of nearby buildings, allowing you to recycle them for a higher refund. Also, makes the local area and all nearby buildings much more appealing for Sims to visit. And it creates +5 prosperity. See what I mean? Very different from SimCity, but interesting. Really, really interesting. There's a metal club. I was hoping that we could increase our chances of producing a rock star. It says it's arts. It's getting the beauty bonuses. The amplifiers here all go up to 11. That's a Spinal Tap joke. And headbanging Sims love every deafening minute of it. Heavy Metal Jamboree. Cost to invoke building action 15. Nobody's used it. Sims currently here, 0. 12 people. And 0 workers. So we could have a worker shortage. But I did just add some flats over here to kind of address some of that stuff, but they've been there a while. But maybe it's just the wrong time of day. So let's keep an eye on it for a minute. What do we have up in the corner? Congratulations, Simtopia is now worthy of the orchard, and it has been revealed in the building gallery. You've earned the bronze medal for population by surpassing the 1,500 Sims. Simtopia is now worthy of the Inquisition office, and it's been revealed in the building gallery. The Inquisition office. Deploy zealots to encourage Sims to worship. It's like Sims civilization. Government reduces the cost to building government buildings by 10%. All right, so some people showed up at the Metal Club. I'm gonna throw a. Where does it tell us our time of day? Dozens injured as a game of leapfrog goes awry. And it says I'm filling the vaults flush with funds and the citizens want me to spend. Very different from SimCity, where you're always broke and they're always telling you, or you're always telling yourself to save. There's another breakdancer down there. But I've got the money to do this. Let's see. Press to activate building action. This action will not be available again for 24 hours. And so I guess they're inviting a band to play or something. So it'll make that venue get all hot for a little while, I guess. Something like that. Again, some tenements. The residents here know the meaning of be it ever so humble. All right, I said I needed to find a fireplace, then we'll go. Well, let me show you the other. I've been putting off showing you the monks. My controls. Here's our power plant area. People were mad when they first heard about this, that they did a deal with BP Energy when they released this, and they were all proud to go green and put their logo on everything. And then BP had that giant oil spill and became hated by the world. Yeah, that didn't help this title much either. Okay, you can create bridges, drag a road across a body of water, like in other Sims titles. Okay, these little prayer wheels are actually little venues. Sims with a spiritual bent will appreciate the neighborhood feature. So they can go get some perk out of it. They're nice decorations. I wanted to create this spiritual Chinese kind of Buddhist thing. No roads going to it. You don't need roads. You don't have to. Everybody's happy. There's a couple of altars. Should I get down in first person? Some altars and candles. A multi-denominational altar where Sims can reflect, meditate, or importune their deity for favor. A 5% chance to produce one religious leader on visitation. It'll produce an elder or a cultist. A crime has occurred in your city. Criminals can steal enhancements and accessories from Sims, robbing them of a source of happiness. Arsonists are especially dangerous, as are vigilantes, who mistakenly target innocents. Use special map displays to highlight criminals. Different societies deal with criminals in different ways, ranging from crackdowns and prisons to tolerance, counseling, and rehabilitation. Some even profit from criminal activities. Typical cities use authority to run a police station and a jail. Okay. So when I was first started laying down this, I'd forgot that certain buildings can make other buildings pretty. So not everything is optimized at all yet. But okay, we have a bamboo garden, +2 contemplation, serene place. Okay, a temple, a functional prayer hall that also hosts community gatherings for social purposes. Now, this has a 25% chance to produce one holy sim on visitation. Now check this out. Street preacher. The next one, this one, faith healer, 12%. A zealot, 5%. Temperance advocate, 5%. The faith healer. So in SimCity, you're always worried about your Sim's health. And it'll really jack up a city. And then you got to end up spending, putting clinics everywhere or mass transit to try to get them there, or build a hospital. And either way, keeping your Sims healthy is very, very important. So having this thing producing these people, or have a chance to produce a faith healer, is great. Now it gets better. This is a midwife. Sims who prefer the traditional or holistic remedies come here when they're ill. Helps sick Sims get well. Increases the chances that holy Sims appearing in the city will be faith healers. So this building enhances what's being done over here. And then I've thrown some decorations around it, like this Tibetan bell, which increases the attractiveness of the location. So yeah, the synergy between, the faith healer and the temple. I wonder if that number's gone up. The faith healer, well, is it base 12, or is it now reflecting the number with the added faith healer? It doesn't say how much it does either. It just says it increases the chances that they'll turn into faith healers. There seems to be a lot of crime going on in our city. You can place police stations or use other methods that may be less reliable. For example, you could encourage vigilantism in your city by building a neighborhood watch. If you want your society to tolerate crime, on the other hand, you might consider trying to profit from criminal activity with a corrupt police station. Wow. Okay. I like the idea of the neighborhood watch, and I'll tell you why. As we scroll or pan over this way, this building here, a monastery, a cloistered life for Sims, quietly and intensely devoted to their faith. But look at this in the corner. 5% chance to produce one monk on visitation who can be a fighting monk, and there's a 97% chance that they turn into fighting monks, and a 3% chance you get a master. So these guys are all fighting monks. Now, I've seen criminals already sneaking around this area. They've just recently added them back into, or put them into Sims 4. But the criminal is part of, as you see, is part of SimCity societies. So one of them, wearing the traditional criminal outfit, the other night was sneaking around over here looking for something to steal, and they really don't have much. But I was wondering, can I get those fighting monks to go after the criminal? And it seems maybe we can, because that last message says, put up a neighborhood watch. And I don't know if that just sends random people. I mean, I have to look at it. We have to find it. Okay. Oh, quick, before we get to all that, still there's more. There's more. It's better. Put another midwife over here too. It gets better. And there's another monastery right behind me, so more fighting chances for fighting monks. A dojo. As one hones the body through martial arts, the spirit is also strengthened. A 5% chance to produce one monk on visitation, a fighting monk, and a master. So as they walk in, it increases their chance. If they didn't become one, chances are they're going to. And occasionally you see them down here getting it on. They'll just start practicing or doing the kung fu fighting thing. These Sims already have way more character than SimCity. Skipping. These guys that walk like they're stuffed. So I felt like after dinner last night, okay. Now clicking on Sims. Julie Morrissey, normal. I've been out for a while and it's time to go home and rest. You can also drag a box around a character, right? Am I in the wrong tool? Oh, yeah, that was right. He's an elder. Daniel Jensen, elder, seeking a house of worship, blesses spirituality venues, making them more effective. So he's over there hanging out at the bells. It is rung rarely that it adds to a neighborhood instead of detracting from it. Increases the property value of nearby buildings. Makes the local area and all nearby buildings much more appealing. Okay, there's one practicing. He's a fighting monk. Ah. There's another one coming in behind him in blue. All right. So I want to find that neighborhood watch now so we could drop it here and see if they become the neighborhood watch. And we have an abundance of a lot of things. A military school. Sleep tubes. It's good for cyber cities, the sleep tubes. There's that temperance union. Detention center. But the dungeon is cracking me up. A cryogenic prison. Wow. There's neighborhood watch. Building will be revealed when your city produces 40 authority and has 1,350 population. We're close on both that. 1,309. The sim card shows important information about the selected sim, including place of employment, shopping history, and current mood. Icons indicate what the sim is currently doing as well as what he or she intends to do. Click on the crosshairs to track the selected sim. And it said we could find the crime with a button to toggle. See if it shows up on the mini map. No. Not sure what that means. Something's happy or what. Anyway, the criminals are, chances are, right at the moment, they're in one of these areas. And it usually is like a red thief looking icon. Like over here. Well, I don't see him out and about at the moment. But, okay, let's go back to the authority. And let's choose authority. The jail, bank, there's the police boxes. We put those down. A police station. It's a -3 authority. 50% chance to produce a police officer on visitation. You deploy the SWAT team. 8 people can become police officers here. Rogue Sims cannot shut this building down. You can rotate by pressing the R key. Usually, though, it'll snap. Not in that case. I mean, it snaps, but it's not snapping maybe the way I want. All right, so Sims visiting that have a chance to become police officers. We can pay 1,000 to activate a building action. Not be available for 24 hours. I don't know if we have to have people in the building first or not. But that's supposed to send out riot police to round up rogue Sims and criminals and bring them to incarceration facilities. I don't think we have any incarceration. Okay, so it just generated some. They're not walking around. You see them? With a little SWAT outfit. Gonna be a bad day if they find any criminals. Bad day for the criminals. All right. I haven't really found out about other enhancements. They keep mentioning that the criminals want to steal enhancements, and I don't know if that means the decorations. So these will increase. I'm looking for one that boosts the area like this. It says it'll increase the property value and make it more attractive. People's concourse, very authoritarian. No, that didn't really. It doesn't seem to beautify it like the other ones. Well, it'll make the florists and everything else around it a little bit more appealing. What else can we add that's authoritarian? Oh, somebody's getting their butt whooped. I hear it. That was like sounded like a cat fight for a second. Then increases the chance that holy sims appearing in the city will be temperance advocates. Eh. Okay, this is for incarceration. 24 hours. Sims here have a high chance of becoming ill. You can round up 2, send out riot police with this one. Is this considered incarceration too, or government? Doesn't say. Let's get them both. Take that, criminals. Okay, we haven't really explored any of the other cities yet. How much authority do we need for that? Well, I'll just keep adding more. I really want to get the neighborhood watch and put it over there next to the fighting monks, and that'd be great if the fighting monks turn into the neighborhood watch. That would be ideal. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Everybody's happy over here. You're just farmers. But we get to try to put down some more farming stuff. See, we should have opened some stuff up. Small town. The society filters help organize buildings in the gallery into larger groups representing specific city themes. Small town. Got community gardens already, a couple of those. Stone church, that's nice. That way we could produce some possible holy sims over here. Put down another midwife. See what I mean? I don't know if I'm doing good or bad or what the, we're making money. We're not losing money. And midwife. So they have a chance of producing the holy sims, and she has a chance of, he or she, the midwife, has a chance of improving the chances of them knocking out a faith healer. Small little woodland park beautifies the area. I don't have to add a Tibetan bell. Oh, no, it doesn't want to fit in anywhere. Try to find another merry-go-round, a fountain, a chess table. Let's give these people some barbecue pits. You're gonna live out there, be a farming community, you're gonna need a barbecue pit. That reminds me, I still have to put down some sort of fire brigade services. Simtopia is now worthy of the department store. Fire. And sometimes they're not where you think they would be, because I kept looking under authority thinking the fire department would be over there, and the fire brigade is here. And there may be more other. Sometimes it's weird trying to find things. So these hardy volunteers keep the city safe from firing cats out of trees. Press to activate building action. I hope that wasn't a little too far out of town for somebody to want to get to. put in another one. You can use the eyedropper tool to select a building. I don't know if lots can expand like in SimCity. We'll leave that for now. Okay, we still have... we should probably go deal with our power supply. Biomass power chokes the city's air with massive output of smog. I dropped a tool, yeah, to copy things. You can't click and drag fences, which is kind of a drag. Kind of a non-drag. So every one of these that I'm putting down is 150, but it adds a point or more of a point of authority. Ultimately, it's just for the safety of the small children. We don't want the small children to come around here. Be next to all this high-powered electrical stuff. Yep, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. All right. Let's see about home. And we haven't done romantic or capitalist or industrial. Let's try romantic. Block of flats. Townhouses with tutors are romantic. Moving 3 people. Resident pays 50 simoleons into the treasury every morning at 9 a.m. Private. And it takes negative, it consumes for prosperity. So we do have subways and we do have buses, it seems. Cottage is very romantic. Okay, so now a workplace, and it's set to romantic. 50s gas station, bank, bed and breakfast. It's nice. Charity center, bed and breakfast. That's 7 jobs. How many people? 3, 6? We haven't unlocked the vineyard yet. That's nice. Yeah, well, the only one that sticks out is the bed and breakfast. Huh. Well, let's wait a minute. Let's decorate the area. The graveyard. Creepy. Reduce the cost of building creepy type buildings. Woodland Park and a chess table. Both sounds nice. I'm just so used to placing everything on roads from SimCity. Again, you don't have to. All right, let's connect this to our town. So now we've got a romantic area kind of we can build on. Okay. So now let's start over again, come back over here and filter it by industrial. A brownstone slum apartments. I like that. A row house. Slum apartment will hold 5. Chances are they get sick over here. They chances of producing criminals. Pickpocket, burglar, hooligan, arsonist, or vigilante. Wow. Trailer parks. Amount of happiness needed daily by this home's residents. Sorry, you can't be near the nice lake. I don't know. Yes, you can. Okay, 6 people per one. All right, let's see what kind of work we can give them. Industrial work. Gas station, the bank, the brewery. Garbage collection. I think we already have one. Kerosene distillery. Meat packing. So this one is just a straight up fire station, not a fire brigade. We need some that produce. Okay, got 14. Thought we were out of seem to go down. Productivity filters. Things that give productivity. Things that give the hammer. A steam sculpture. That's cool. Yeah, I'll take it. Increases the likelihood of city workers. Want it? Increases the sight range of city police officers. Sad Garden. Increase the speed and efficiency of city work crews. And what was this? The fire station. That'll provide 8 jobs. We have about 24. Oh, I heard the cops or fire. Oh, I see now that I'm moving it past here. I wonder if that's the sphere of influence for it. See how those turn red? As I pull back? Maybe, I don't know. Not ideal, but gives me something to think about as far as placement. Okay, so we've got now a little bit of industrial. So trying to put little different types of slices of societies all over the map. What do we got next? Next is capitalist. Dream home. Pays 50 simoleons. It's pretty nice. Should have put the bank over here. It makes more sense. The bank and the realtor. And since in SimCity, you don't need a whole lot of rich people. But how many? We need to find out how many this. Three people. Law offices. Four people. Corporate. Office building. That'll employ 20 people. Nope. The realtor. I can't remember if you could do curves in this. Probably not. Yeah. That doesn't rotate at all. You can't rotate these. So I wonder if that's just, you just got to go with it and they'll work with it. I don't know. Makes them likely to visit education buildings. Oh, what's an edge? Let's see what we got here. Chess table. We do want them to be smart. Increase the sight range of city police officers. Okay. See what other kind of decorations we give to the rich people. Authoritarian homes, cube apartment, state housing, cube apartment. All right, let's move out of the area and let's go try one of these. Yeah, let's put it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll put it out here in this corner. Authoritarian cube apartment. Houses 12. Mildly corrects sim moods towards a balanced center. Uh-oh, out of power. This building brings power generated elsewhere without bringing the pollution. Did not seem to do much. Okay. All right, well, we got power. So what do you think? Let me just take, I'm nearing the top of the hour. I'm going to have to take off and go do dinner things and home things and evening things. Then I'll be back tonight to play SimCity. But I know this is not SimCity, but this is pretty interesting just the same. And what do you think about stuff like this for the Sims? Because that's kind of where it's all going back to. I'd really like SimCity back, but the major star and the one that is still around today is The Sims. But it's adding more gameplay into The Sims now and moving into the future, which does mean potentially bringing SimCity back, SimCity gameplay back for your mayor experiences and for city building. And what do you think about something like this for the thematics of it? Being able to filter like this. I mean, you can kind of do a lot of filtering and stuff with all the kits and packs now in The Sims, you know, and build kind of what we're doing right here. You can customize the way the building looks. But I think they kind of got it going on too with the type of buildings that you can build. Like, again, now we're thinking about doing the authoritarian one. You know, the cube buildings, or the cyber one, the tube the sleeping tubes. Anyway, all these little type of ploppable buildings that you can have is really neat to create a thematic look. And I guess once, for example, downtown, it's a creative town, right? But if I were to all of a sudden surround that little creative area with lots of authoritarian stuff, it's supposed to influence that and cause it to change in some way. Now, that's what all this is about, building up like this. So building a little enclave of rich over here, and the little spiritualist guys fighting monks over here, and building a little bit of that over there. And then, you know, what happens when societies clash? When I start building these closer and closer to one another, how will they change the look or influence of the people? And this is very neat. And I can't wait to keep exploring this with you in the afternoons. But I would love to hear any comments you have on it, or anything to do with the history of Maxis, or where we're going with the Sims. And let's go check out, see if we got any more fighting monks going on. You may know, now that many of our Sims are no longer happy, you may notice workplaces are less productive and your treasury filling up less quickly. Then again, maybe you don't care and you just need bigger factories to make up for the inefficiency. Really? It's telling me a lot of people aren't happy. I get it. See if anybody's been using the dojo. Not today. Yeah, despite it all, they did a good job. It may be very different, and it may have really shaken up the SimCity community. Like, that's not a SimCity game. Well, what do you think now in retrospect with the Sims and everything else? I don't think it's so bad. I still prefer SimCity proper, and I'm going to be playing that later tonight, but I do like this as well. I like it all. There's something brilliant in every Maxis product, title, even if they didn't make it themselves. It's just a matter of bringing all of these brilliant bits and pieces together to, again, create the best darn sim experience ever. I've really got my fingers crossed for you folks over there at Maxis. And if it is true over the years that EA is the one that did, slow things down, I hope you can wrest the power back and get things under control again. It's a darn shame that people have had to wait 30 years for a lot of these ideas to come together, and they still haven't. Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, I've got kitchen duties and house duties and pet duties and all kinds of duties to do before I can get back and continue playing with my SimCity. The lighting is nice. That sunset was really nice on the water. That was very nice. Can't tilt the camera up as much as I'd want. Trying to look up at the sky. Don't see any stars. It's pretty funky clouds though. Beautiful. There's the stars. Charming. Okay. Hasta mañana. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Let me go ahead and save this thing. Save this game. This show not brought to you by Lay's potato chips or anything Frito-Lay. Carter! Didn't have said it that way. How you doing?